let's do this. I'm just winging it. Just gotta verify that it's working. It's been a while since I've done this. Appears to be. All right. Where do I see? That one? No. It's been a while since I've done this, so please be patient. You can read what's on the screen there. Well, I kind of get refamiliarized with things. I'm also not at my main station. Was it this one? What's this? Yeah, that's it. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted. Put that there. Awesome. There we go. Just gonna hang out here for a little bit. See if anybody decides to pop in and have a watch or listen. I'll eventually be rebroadcasting this on other platforms, and then I'll also have it on my YouTube channel for later, so you all can tune into those alternate sources as well. You know, feel free to obviously adjust the playback speed, because the you know, we're also affected by what I'm about to talk about. For some people, it's, you know, the way I speak is really slow, and they can process the input more quickly than I can output it. So that's fair. I get it. But you might lose some of my, you know, cadence with doing that. So it's up to you if you want to lose that. I would personally say just be patient and let me get through things. But of course, it's always up to you. You can do whatever you want. So this is, let's wait a little bit longer. How long we've been streaming. Wait a little bit. Anybody out there? Says there's one viewer, but that's probably me. When I connected, just a test, so. I think you should be able to talk in chat if you're there. I'm in my car dwelling right now, and so I apologize if you hear any of the, you know, the wind. I gotta regulate my temperature with the air around me. And there's traffic behind me, and my car dwelling just turns on every once in a while to keep everything charged and functional. So now you know where we're at. But we're all good. Everything's good. We're okay. Yeah, looks like everything is working okay. Well, let's test that thing. see if it's working on the screen on this computer. Oh, there it is, yeah. Test. It's working. Okay, good. I kind of had to come up with a new screen layout because I don't normally do things like this. I've never done things like this. So this is kind of a brand new thing. How would I describe what I'm about to do? It's taken me a long time to kind of assemble all this data that I've got. I'm going to be doing it's like a video series, anywhere between thinking, you know, in Discord, the chat service, I have about 6 channels that are kind of like the entry level, which I have labeled as the category of all those channels is called the Trial of Light. So you get an idea of what we're talking about here, in my opinion. Of course, this is all my opinion. What I'm presenting is things for you to take into consideration in your life. And yeah, bugs. Oh right, I can hear the fireworks right now. So I wanted to mention happy Independence Day, just so you know that word is a spell. Because if you are independent, you are dependent. So you are either free or you are independent. I hope you can hear the difference there. I articulate much better in text, I think, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this is I'm presenting what I consider a classroom. This is supposed to be educational, and you're encouraged to pay attention to what I'm showing you, and maybe you'll learn how I flow. Maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll learn something. So obviously with the let me get myself onto the right screen here. Anything I put into this video series, I'll have to do this at the beginning of every video, of course, but anything I put into this video series is what I consider to be part of a classroom. So anything I show or share is so long as I don't reproduce the entire work, I don't believe it violates any copyright rules or infringements upon such things. And it's just in my general opinion as well that education is something that you really shouldn't be charging for. I think it should be fair for everybody to be able to get their hands on things. So I do encourage you to purchase books, especially the book I'll be sharing a little bit of in a little bit, so that the economy stays okay. I'm not opposed to the economy right now because we're all still functioning on money, which we will likely always be in some manner or another. I also would recommend that you go into your browser settings if you want to search the web with, and you'll want to do this on a, maybe not your default browser. You'll want to have like a, kind of like a internet digging browser, but you'll want to make sure that your browser deletes all of its cookies and site data. I've got Firefox selected as that for that function, and then you just want to make sure it never remembers any history as well. So everything just gets automatically wiped away. So you come in, when you restart your browser, you've got a fresh, uh, functional, brand new copy to search the web with. And uh, the advantage of doing so is so that your search results aren't going to be confined to historical searches, and you won't be targeted and force-fed certain data that's related to what you've already looked at. It's also going to help. Basically, it kind of randomizes things a little bit better so that you can get to different types of data. Hopefully that's clear enough. So let's see. We're going to start with this. DARE. Does anybody remember what it stands for? I'll put it into chat here for you. So we're focusing on all of it, but we're primarily focused on the education because it's, like when I look at certain things in life, I don't believe everybody realizes what's actually going on. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying that these are my observations, these are my opinions. You can have your own. Maybe you'll share mine, maybe you won't. That's up to you. Let me get back to my right screen here. So, where do I go from there? Let's look at my channel here. Yeah, let me just read this. I think that's probably the best solution. I'm going to need a new tab way over here. Right here. I think is where I'll want that. Get out of here, you stupid fly. Alright. So, when we're young, everybody remembers being young. Most everybody's going to remember at some point you were told by your parents to brush your teeth. And your toothpaste, more than likely, unless you've got some decently educated parents, more than likely your toothpaste is going to have some type of fluorescent in it, like a fluorine chemical. Fluoride, what's it ever called? Phosphate. There's sodium fluoride. There's all kinds of different versions of it. Let me get a drink of water here. I haven't had a drink for a while. This is going to be coming at you from, in relation to what the title of the stream or the video will say when it's released elsewhere. It's what I'm talking about now is going to connect to the title, and you'll see why. And we'll also do some digging on a couple other things I think that are probably good to do. So when we're young, obviously we're programmed to brush our teeth because it's supposed to be good for our teeth. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I believe that toothbrushes, being that they're made of plastic, now maybe if you were using like a wood and hair, horsehair toothbrush, I've used one of those in the past. Maybe if you were using one of those, you would have no issues. That might be more natural. That's what my hairbrush is made of. I find that it doesn't rip my hair out and cause static in my hair, It doesn't cause the electrical particles to be charged into my hair and cause issues, where you get the knotting and all kinds of issues. So, alright, so everybody's brushing their teeth with a fluoridated substance, right? So, most parents, if you ask most parents out there, I'm not talking about educated people, I'm talking about common people. And I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm just saying they're doing the best they can. And it's not an insult. I'm just saying this is how the world is. So a lot of people don't take into account that right on the container of toothpaste, it says it's poison. Let me see if I've got something for that. What's this one? Yeah, right there. Right there. Yeah, see? Warnings. Keep out of reach of children under 6 years old. So it's saying, if you just take it as what it says, anybody under 6 years old should not be using this product. That's the way I read it. So and then it also says if they do swallow more than a pea-sized amount of this, to contact a poison control center. Well, why would you have to do that unless there's poison in it? Or unless you can be poisoned by it. Now, it's pretty well known that, anything, in a certain dosage can be poisonous. Some things are less poisonous than others because they're water soluble. Certain substances aren't as water soluble as others. Or it's just the amount of water that it takes to dilute it could take longer, So, straight up, right there on this, on the screen, it says it's poison. So don't go thinking it's not a poison. If they wouldn't have to put that on there if it wasn't harmful, right? So the other thing you need to know is that when you're putting stuff into your mouth, you don't just absorb things. You don't just consume things and have it absorbed, by swallowing. Swallowing is how you get more of the nutrition through your intestines. It gets absorbed through that method. But in your mouth also has, and your esophagus and your stomach itself, they all absorb what's going on in there, right? So your mouth, because it's made of a real soft tissue, it's permeable, right? Just like your skin is permeable too. Okay, so if you got, like when you, if you get some kind of chemical on your hand, to go wash it off because it's gonna burn you or get into you through your skin. You got to get it off. So putting this poison, because it's a poison. It says so on the box. It's a poison. You're not supposed to put poisons. I should search for that. Where's the search page here? Let's look up Mr. Yuck campaign. Is that how you spell campaign? What? Oh. There he is. Mr. Yuck was created by the Pittsburgh Poison Center and is the first prevention of poison awareness. So anything to me that says it's, you should contact the Poison Control Center, it should have a Mr. Yuck label integrated into its printing, into the packaging. Anyways, so that's Mr. Yuck. There you go. So Mr. Yuck is poison. Let's go back to my screen here. So you're putting poisons in your mouth, right? Well, you just gotta accept that. You didn't know, right? You just didn't know. I didn't know either. I did it from the age of probably 6 until 26. I think, yeah, so 20 years of this. So when it's in your mouth, you got to know that it's absorbing through those soft tissues, and it's getting into your bloodstream. It's causing all kinds of, poison. It's poisoning you in all kinds of different ways once it's into your bloodstream. And you can be assured that it's going. You might be wondering, oh, how does it get absorbed? Or is it really? That's I think the question I was trying to ask. Is it really being absorbed through your soft tissues of your mouth? Well, then you have to look at how does chewing tobacco work? There you go. The chemical that makes tobacco addictive, called nicotine. Now this is actually a lie. That portion right there, the chemical that makes tobacco addictive, called nicotine, that's a false statement right there, and we'll get to that later on, several videos down the line. Actually, no, you know what, I won't, will I touch on that? I will touch on that probably around video 6, so I'm not going to do any special linking, just go look for video 6 if you want to know what that's about. But it says that the chemical called nicotine is absorbed through the tissues of the mouth or nose. So it gets into you through your mouth. You don't swallow chewing tobacco. If you did, you would get sick, because it's a hell of a substance. So you're really not, when you're using chewing tobacco, you're not using all of the tobacco. You'd get sucked, throw up, and all kinds of garbage would happen. So just be 100% firm in believing that when you're putting fluoride into your mouth, just know that if it's going in your mouth, it's no different than chewing tobacco. You're putting a poison into your bloodstream through your mouth tissues. Okay? Now, the other thing you need to know is if let's just do a quick search for a documentary you could go look for. It should be available. I'll give you how to find it here real quick. Hopefully there you go. So hopefully it might start playing here. Not a big deal though, because this is just that's right, it starts with this, but this is a good documentary, but we'll just let you see the intro here. I think it starts with this is for educational purposes. Let me skip ahead. Here.
It's Mr. Tooth Decay here. Making cavities used to be easy, but it's getting harder now. And mostly because of grass fights cavities, so I'm gonna fight grass.
It's a good intro. So go check that out. It's a good documentary. I think I've kind of helped some people, kind of adjust to the world with it. Get back to my, just looking to see. Okay, everything's good there. Okay, so also, so tap water. It's that documentary focuses on the tap water that is in the fluoride that's in the tap water, right? So putting it in the toothpaste isn't enough. They needed to basically mainstream a dosage, which we'll get into dosage later. Basically, there's one video I watched where it said that the pea-sized amount that's in the toothpaste is equivalent to drinking 1 cup of water. So how does that work? If you have to contact a poison control center for a pea-sized amount, how can you drink tap water or bathe in it for that matter and not be overexposed and need to contact the control center as well? Just so you know, you're bathing in poison. Now, what you need to know about that poison that you're bathing in, potentially, you might be smart already and know what to do, and I'll tell you what to do if you really want to know. It's not easy per se, but what you do need to know is that just like your mouth's soft tissues, your skin is absorbing that fluoride through your skin. Now, people say, oh, the fluoride doesn't, or readily absorb through your skin. Well, people can say anything they want. We have freedom of speech, so if people want to tell you that it's not happening, well, that's their choice. I'm going to tell you it is, because you can't put a nicotine patch on your arm or wherever you want to put it and get nicotine into your system, if it is even nicotine that you're getting through the patch. It could be whatever it's actually addictive in smoking, but it is getting into your bloodstream because it's stuck and attached to your skin, so it's going directly through that method. Okay, so you're bathing in poison. Stop it. So let's go over. I think now. Hold on, let me see what I said here. I'm just looking at my channels here. So it's my belief, opinion, that fluoride is what I've always called the lack of care in the world. I believe, or perceived that people are, I don't know, like they just don't care about stuff like I feel they should. Like, for instance, fluoride. Like, because they're on fluoride, they don't care about fluoride. They don't need to know about fluoride. They think they're great. They think they're good. They don't think they need to know anything more than they already have been programmed with. And it starts real early. Like like I'm just talking about, still school age children, under, that are believing these things because, obviously your dentist tells you. Your dentist is supposed to be ethical and of good moral character. And they may be, but they also may be completely dumb as well, and just doing as they're told because that's what their profession is. You know, um, like it's pretty well known that dental amalgams with mercury are very harmful. I've got a few of them, and I can't do anything about it right now. Um, so, but it's bad. But they do it. They've been doing it. Um, need to adjust here. Sorry. Uh, yeah. So let's go. I'm gonna go over. I'd like to do it in this video just to get it out of the way. All the things that you can call or label fluoride as. Um, and I'll give you some snippets, digging article digs that I've done to figure out these the way why I call these, why I describe it the way I do. I've got six words that I use to describe it. There's actually seven, but two of them are similar, and you can go either way on it. It means basically the same thing in my opinion. So let's go over those. We'll get those out of the way. How's the chat? Chat's good. Nobody's watching. Perfect. So let's go. Right. So let's come back to these. Alright, so the first word is sedative. The first thing that you can describe fluoride as is a sedative. And here's one article where you can see how, you can read it. The link is right here. I'm not gonna just look at it. It should be on the screen, right? You can see it. Yeah. So just look it up. I've got these in my Discord server. If you ever want to join it, just go ahead. I think it's readily available. Let me here, I'll just do this. Yeah, that, and then I'll put it. No. Sorry. Just put this here. You can see it. So you can get there. So, yeah, so fluoride is a sedative. It causes numbness. It's not just a sedative, so just know that that's one of the things that it is. Let's move on. You can see this article yourself. What's this one? Okay, so here is the second one. This is from a book that I'm reading. Make sure I can see myself in the camera. Here is the book. Right. Here is chapter 9 in this book's copy. On this one on the screen, you can see that it's chapter 8. This is the older version that's up there. Pretty well obvious what it is. The other word that you can use to describe this word is oxidant. Yeah, I think I'm fairly certain those mean almost the same thing. So here's more about sedative. So this is a chemical that's been manufactured by people, and it touches on exactly what today's talking about briefly here. So the sedative, anti-anxiety, they're using those synonymously there. So its sedative and sleep-inducing properties are more pronounced and longer with the addition of fluorine, right? That's not fluoride, I know, but come on. Longer lasting, that's the other thing that you get into. So just remember, it's a sedative. It's an oxidant that causes cancer. The other thing it does is it's a vasoconstrictor. So when it's used, it's been found that it causes severe persistent atrophy. I think everybody pretty much knows what atrophy is, but here is what atrophy is. So, a wasting away of yourself. So, you putting fluoride in yourself, it's causing you to waste away or degenerate. It causes cell apoptosis, which is cell death. Can't imagine how that's good. The book itself, he talks about how didn't expect the sun to come in like that. Yeah, well, we'll leave it up, I guess, as you can see. So yeah, you're putting in your mouth, when you're putting fluoride in there, basically you're constricting the blood flow to your gums and your cheeks, and you're causing degeneration and, vasoconstriction, the lack of blood flow to all of this area. Well, your teeth, to be healthy, they need that healthy blood flow. So you need to stop cutting off that healthy blood flow to your teeth, because your teeth are like the first sign of your body's actual health, right? So if you've got some kind of dental, abnormalities, it's indicative of what else is going on down below, right? So you got to pay attention to those things. And we may eventually get into deeper topics. I don't know about that, but just know it's no good. So here's another thing that I found, and I was digging around on the internet. This is no. Let's come back to that one. Let's put that there. We did this, that. We did that. Atrophy. Okay, so I wanted to note that fluoride dental products are regulated as drugs, right? Now we can go touch back on these images so you can see it literally says drug, right? Drug facts. This is a drug. It's considered a drug. You're doing drugs. If you thought you were sober, too bad. You're wrong. If you're doing drugs, you're doing drugs. You're not sober. Sober up. Okay? Right? Keeping kids off drugs. Well, it's never too late, kids. So, and this one actually is targeting kids because, let's see, what's the next thing I wanted to touch on? Let's see. No. I need to Google it. So, when do children start brushing their teeth? As soon as the first tooth appears. This poison is absolutely necessary for this child. As early as 6 months. Start putting poison in their mouth. Okay? You got it? You got it. Now, let's see. So, put that drug in them. Drug that baby. Right? So, what you need to know about how this program is kind of a mocking system, I believe. They're mocking the children, and maybe they're laughing about it. I don't know. It seems really inherently immoral, because the people who created this program must be aware that from 6 months of age you've got drugs being put into children. Kids are on drugs, and this program has already failed. So what you've got when you look at the big picture here, you've got children as young as 6 months old being distributed a sedative that causes cancer and atrophy. I mean, you're getting, fortunately kids are pretty darn resilient. They can kind of recover from this, but there's damage being done, guaranteed, right? So here's the the conclusion. This is from the NIH. These are articles that are found out there. You can search for these articles. Just search for this headline right here. this is a conclusion that this article has. It's a very short article, but it's pretty straightforward. You know, the prolonged ingestion, which means going through your skin, through your teeth, of fluoride may cause significant damage to health and particularly the nervous system. And fluoride has the capacity to go straight into the nervous system and damage also the barriers that are supposed to protect it. You know, it passes through the blood-brain barrier and damages that as well. So, I should also say I'm not a doctor. Don't, you know, I don't try to change anything. I'm not trying to do that type of activity. I'm just giving you my opinion on all these different links and articles that I've found. So if you're concerned about your health, seek a doctor. They will perform the changes that you're looking for. So it also says here, particularly in children, should be avoided. This says avoid the use of toothpaste that contain fluoride. They are more susceptible to the toxic effects of fluoride. The kids are more susceptible because they haven't fully developed all those, natural defense mechanisms in our bodies yet, because they haven't fully developed. This isn't fair to them. So, what was that? That was just an article. So I think we've done cancer agent, carcinogen, oxidant, the sedative. What else did we do? Well, you can say it causes severe persistent atrophy. That's, yep. So now, it's a pollutant. It's an environmental pollutant. That's what this article says. Right. You can just probably search for this string of characters on the internet and it'll find this article. But, this is saying that it's kind of a natural substance that we just encounter in our daily lives. I don't know that I agree with that. I can't myself prove that. I'd say it's more likely being distributed, and that's how we're all getting it, even though that's not what we're being told. I'd say it's far more likely. And they touch on it here. How, mass production of things is kicking this stuff up into the environment and causing us to be exposed to it. But, like I said, it's in the tap water. Every time you wash your hands, boom, exposure. Gets right into your skin. Boom. It's done. Right? You don't need to wash your hands. Read The Truth About Contagion. It basically tells you everything that we've been told is bunk. Yeah. The terrain is what makes you sick. What you're being exposed to is what's causing your sickness. Sickness is not a problem with your body. It's a expression of what's been done to your body. You've got so sickness is the body. For instance, I have a minor blemish right here. That is I got splashed with a little bit of water while taking a shower the other day, like real tap water. I slipped and turned the tap water on accident. Got on my face there, and then my face immediately detoxed. This is a detoxification effect. So if you're somebody who's got acne, you're detoxing this stuff out of your system. That's what you're looking at. So if you want your blemishes to clear up and naturally become, healthy again, stop putting the toxins in your body. Stop exposing yourself to the poison, and should clear up. It's going to take a while, though. I mean, this stuff, it accumulates, so it's going to take a while for you to get it out. The other thing you need to know about this is it causes Deficits in learning and memory. This is well known. They've done these studies. These studies are out there. Elevated fluoride levels. Basically above, you know, any amount. So think at any amount, it's going to cause these issues based on the book I'm reading. Um, you got ADHD that becomes more prevalent. So let's get to what's this one? All right, so this is kind of the wrap up of all the. Oh, yeah. So here, I was just looking for a. I searched for a picture. I was trying to get to pictures of sodium fluoride for the toothpaste, and I just typed that in. This was the first thing that popped up, and I said, okay, well, hazardous substance fact sheet. Well, what is this? It's a hazardous substance in your toothpaste. So that's what you can connect the two things together. So yeah, back to here. Um, if you're gonna be exposing yourself to fluoride through the tap water at an unknown dosage, because technically you're getting it through your skin every time you shower, wash your hands, and through drinking it. If you're drinking it, you should never drink tap water, by the way. There's other stuff in it. And through your toothpaste. It's been documented that it's going to make you have a less intelligent. So let people know. Be nice. Be kind to other people. I'm not sure if there's a. I'm not sure how to do that, to be honest. It's difficult. Because everybody is. Well, it's basically brainwashed to do this to themselves. It's kind of sad. But yeah, so, IQ, it's a measurement of your intelligence. It's going to be lower. You're going to have lower intelligence. If you've been exposed to fluoride, you can assume you never reached the intelligence level that you were intended to. That's what that means to me. So let me see if there's anything else. Oh, back to, okay, so what are we talking about today? Anxiety, right? So, don't look at that. Let's do, anxiety, sedative. What is sedative? Definition. Promoting calm or inducing sleep. So you hear everybody, I think it's getting out there pretty common. You hear a lot of the big people, big streamers out there, they're all saying, wake up, wake up. They're telling you to stop using fluoride or sedatives. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're aware. Maybe they're not, but maybe they are. I don't know. I'm betting you they know what's going on. So it's a drug, which fluoride is a drug that's taken for its sleep-inducing effects. So if we go and look at one of the most common things I know people do to get to sleep is they go and they drink. Oh, by the way, this is baby food that's got fluoride in it, so that's great. Let me see. Where is it on here? There they are. So you can see wine, because I don't believe they say this is naturally occurring in grapes. I don't believe that at all. I believe they're spraying it on there. And then the same thing with the other one. Let's see, is it on this page? So you've got wine with a very high fluoride dose. So that's why people like to drink a bottle of wine when they go to sleep, because it knocks them right out. puts them to sleep. Let's look at black tea. Is that what it's called? No. Let's just look up tea. There you go, tea. Look at that. Whew. Look at these numbers here. That's very significant amounts of fluoride. It's also in some coffee too, I think, right? Yeah, not terrible. I mean, any amount is terrible, but it's not as bad as tea. So, if you like tea, you like sedatives. Just so you know, you're drunk. Stop it. Stop getting drunk. Okay? Don't get drunk. Don't be drunk. Wake up. You're taking a sedative. Alright? So, now that we know fluoride, your toothpaste, your tap water, is a sedative, well, what happens if your body detoxes you from it? Right? You're going to have the opposite effect. It's not, you're going to feel less calm, and you're going to be wide awake. Well, that sounds like anxiety to me. Let's see what that anxiety. Let's see what this is. See now here, let's show you. So anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, or uneasiness. Well, maybe, but I think those things, I think they're blurring things here. So let's take a look at this one right here. This one, these ones right here. These ones are real interesting. Let's look up. There you go. Right. So you've got sweat, sweating. You've got restlessness. It's hyperactivity. And tense. Is that tense on here? Tremors. Yeah. Hyperactivity. I think that's pretty tense. Wouldn't you say? So, anxiety. You need to realize what anxiety is. This is my opinion. But I believe anxiety, when you're experiencing it, you're actually experiencing detox, okay? Your body's trying to purge these toxins out of itself, and at a certain point you start to feel sort of normal, or how you should feel, and you don't know what it is. You don't know how to describe it. It's hard to process life with it in its actual form, because ever since you were 6 months old, potentially, with some people, you've been put to sleep. You've been on a sedative. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to look up. Let's look up. Rohypnol. Yeah. There you go. That word right there. What's the beginning start with right there? See it? Flu. You got the flu? You hear me? Do you got the flu? Are you sick? Are you detoxing? You got anxiety? You're taking part of Rohypnol. You're taking a sedative. You got it? You are exposing yourself to the sedative. You're doing it. Stop it. Okay? Be good to yourself. So, let me see. What else is there? I gotta look at this real quick. Let me go to... Oh. Right, so back to here. No, here. Look at all the stuff. You can see the URL. You can go look this up yourself. You can see how much fluoride is in everything. It's in waters. It's even in the tap waters. Bottled store brand water. It's got it in there. Because they just tap the friggin' stuff that comes out of the tap. It's in cereal. It's in all kinds of stuff. Okay? So here's the thing. If it's in all of these products, what do you need it in? Why do you need it to be added to the toothpaste? It wasn't in toothpaste originally. It never was. They added it. Tap water. They added it. Right? You know what's going on. I think you should know what's going on by now. We're far enough into this, you should completely comprehend what's going on. Okay? If it was needed for a nutritional reason, there's plenty of food now. I'd like to see this compared to, I don't know if it's possible to find it, but I'd like to see these numbers from, like the 1920s. See if they have anything measuring this. I doubt it. I believe this is someone potentially on the, the side of good working for us, saying, hey, just so you know, there's poisons in all these foods. You should probably stop eating them. So, I think that's kind of a good thing. So the one thing I wanted to, Rohypnol is a sedative. It puts people right out. So, it's roofie. It's a date rape drug, right? So you're taking a component on a chronic basis. That's a date rape drug. So if you think you're sober and you've washed your hands with tap water, or you've had a shower, sometimes you shower multiple times a day, some people brush their teeth multiple times a day. Every time you're exposing yourself to that, you're giving yourself a sedative. You're not sober. I'm telling you, you're not. Get sober. We need you. Now, this image, I keep going back to it. It's the last one. So, you can keep doing your drugs. Just so you know, fluoride, it's the blue pill. Okay? You can keep doing it. Life will stay the same. You won't wake up. You won't go through the wake up process. Go back to sleep. You can keep doing whatever else drugs you want to. Okay? I'm going to tell you what to do. It's up to you. On the other side, you've got vulnerability. Maybe you're not ready for, it leaves you open to something. It leaves you open to reconsidering the world. It's how everything is. That's exactly what it's like. You kind of learn. You have your capacity to learn does gradually return. Obviously, I've been off of it since 2006. So, recovery takes a while. Took me a long deal of digging and studying to kind of put even this one thing together. And then this is something that I didn't really figure out till now. The book I've been reading is like telling me basically all of it, and I've been finding these answers real quickly through other means. But as I've dug through all of these things, that's how I found the book, right? That's how I found the videos that tell you exactly what I've been telling you. We'll get into more in the next video. I do want to do just a search, because we know, so anxiety, anxiety is detoxification. Okay, just remember that anxiety is detox, right? If you want to get clean, stop exposing yourself to it. Sometimes it's hard. Maybe you get some cooking oil or some kind of oils, just wipe it off. So how do you get clean? everybody's going to probably be asking. I don't use soap because I think all soap is pretty much poison at this point. There might be a few natural ones out there that are decent. I just stay away from them. I just use distilled water. Hot, not boiling, just hot. You want to get in there so that it can penetrate. And I just recycle distilled water through. I send it. I have this setup. I build this setup so you take like a pretty significant, like a half barrel, to hold the distilled water. So you put a bunch of distilled water in a barrel. You have a water outlet from the barrel at the bottom that goes into a fuel pump, and then you have the output of the water pump, pool pump. Sorry. You have the output go up over to like a shower head, or just have it just pour straight out onto you as a stream of water, right? Around you, while you're standing in the barrel, just wrap around a shower curtain so that all the water goes back into the barrel at the bottom. Now I chose a pool filter because I wanted it to collect all the gunk coming off of me because I don't shower as frequently as I'd like because of what we're all dealing with, right? It's not easy, especially when not everybody's on board with the program. Yeah, so that's how you get clean. So you can know that when you wash your clothes with tap water, it's going to have fluoride residues on it. You can get it through you that way. Everybody else, you can see when you're driving down the street, maybe somebody's got their sprinklers on. It's getting in the air. It's all over the place, right? At a certain point, though, you should be drinking. At a certain point, though, you detox from it enough, and you stop having the brain fog. If you're using this stuff, this drug, you're experiencing massive brain fog. Like, it takes a month at least. I mean, I bet you could be 90 days before you really, really feel clear-headed, because it's, you're just inundating yourself with it. And there's more to this. There's more to this as we keep going, but that'll be future videos. We got a good start at this. The one thing I did want to do is common sedatives. Let's see what those are. So I just wanted to know. That's not exactly what I was expecting. That's not what I was thinking of. Oh yeah, where this one, right? Sedative. It is there. So this is an over-the-counter. I know people take this to go to sleep. Apparently, I can explain. We'll get to eventually why people have trouble sleeping. We'll get to that. So if you're having trouble sleeping, look for the next video. It'll be not the next video exactly. It'll probably be. I have 2 other videos. 1, 2. Let me look real quick. Yeah, we could probably squeeze it into two videos, and then we'll have maybe 1 more or 2 more. Probably 2 more after that, but we'll squeeze it into 5 videos. I think we can do that. But so this is Sudafed. People taking Sudafed. A lot of people are buying that just so they can get to sleep at night because it's a sedative, right? When I was in my 20s, I didn't know anything, of course, because I was drugged out on my mind on fluoride, but I would be drinking beer. I don't drink anymore, but I did then, and I also had really bad allergies from the fluoride. Um, but because I had allergies, I would take Sudafed. And Sudafed mixed with a beer knocks you right out. You'll be out in no time. Just so you know, sedatives. But as you start to come out of it, you start to, I was basically sedated for, 26 years, 20 years of my life. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. Sorry, swore. Was trying not to this whole time, but I kind of get upset about all this. So, yeah. So this particular over-the-counter sedative um, is obviously going to have the same detoxification effect. It may not come out of you the same way, but it's going to cause the same anxiety, right? It's going to make you feel less, and then boom, as your body starts to process it and get rid of it, it starts cleaning it out, getting it out of you. If you start, if you change your diet, you start eating greens, you start eating healthy, your body starts to detox, it goes into it, and then boom, you're going to run into anxiety because it's part of the detox, right? You're starting to feel again. You're starting to actually feel what it's like to be real. That's you coming into your real self, your real body. It's like kind of like being reborn. Born again, whatever. Um, just know that it can be pretty darn intense. You might get some sweats, some significant sweats as your body tries to purge out the last bits of it. I can recommend that if you're going to go for it, you get yourself some distilled water, even the water distiller itself. Get the machine so that you can make it at your home. It's a lot more convenient. It's kind of expensive on the electric bill, but is what it is. You're paying for gas and store cost of the water anyway, so it's kind of, I think it's a wash, honestly. But anyways, get yourself loaded up on distilled water. Don't go nuts on the water. But on my first day, when I started to realize I was starting to feel and I was starting to come into myself, I drank 3 gallons of water that day, and I couldn't leave the restroom really. But I was definitely purging a lot of junk, and it'll come out of you. But you do need to know that some of the damage is from this, especially from fluoride specifically. I don't know about this, about Sudafed or whatever, how that can damage the body. I haven't researched that at all. But fluoride is, a lot of the things that it does is probably permanent. That's why it's persistent atrophy, severe persistent atrophy. And atrophy in the just so atrophication is like a normal part of the aging process, right? Or not, or being sedated all the time. So, I think we'll end the stream here. I don't know, it doesn't say anybody watched. That's probably a good thing, right? Hopefully it catches on, though. We'll keep the video available, and yeah, I'm not sure. I'll probably do, hopefully I can shoot for the same time next week, Batman. Later.